Hey everyone, this is Kate from the Skincare Diary, and today I want to show you how I use the foundation oil to create a super dewy, glowy makeup look. So I'm actually getting ready to go out for a happy hour tonight, so I'm going to be wearing a little bit more face makeup than I typically do, but nonetheless, I just want to show you how I typically use the foundation oil on a daily, weekly basis. So I've already gone ahead and done my morning routine. I've washed, I've toned, I've applied moisturizer, and the moisturizer that I'm wearing today is the Youth to the People Hyaluronic Acid Moisturizer. This is not my typical go-to moisturizer, but it was next to my desk and it was convenient, so I have that on. It's a little lighter than all of the other moisturizers I typically use, so I will be adding in an additional amount of foundation oil to my foundation to kind of help supplement some of that hydration. So the first step is going to be combining the foundation oil, the IT Cosmetics CC cream, and Glossier skin tint in medium. So I'm going to be combining all three of these. So for the Glossier skin tint, I'm going to be using shade medium, and I'm just going to be taking a tiny amount in my palm. Next, I'm going to take one pump of the IT Cosmetics CC cream, also in shade medium. I typically wear shade light, but I've been testing out some different at-home tanning solutions lately, and my skin is a little darker than it usually is. You can kind of tell on my arm where I really messed up. So anyways, I'll be taking this and just one pump. And again, just mixing right into my hand. Actually, I don't think I even want a full pump. I kind of meant to do a half pump, so I'm actually going to take some out. So I have some Glossier skin tint, the CC cream in my hand. This is what it looks like right now. And lastly, I'm going to go ahead and add the foundation oil in. And I'm going to take maybe 2 pumps of that, we'll see, maybe more. So I'm just gonna, again, mix it right into my hand. I think I actually would prefer 3 pumps today because, like I said, my skin is feeling a little dry from not using the appropriate moisturizer. So this is what it currently looks like in my hand. And what I'm going to do, and you can either mix this with your fingers, mix it with the back of a brush, kind of whatever you prefer. And I am actually just going to use the back of a brush to mix this around. All right, there we go. Now it is all mixed in and it looks like this. So I have my sponge here. One thing I've noticed when using a beauty blender or a beauty sponge or whatever is, for me personally, they work better when they're already a little bit damp. I find that helps not absorb as much product, as well as just apply better to the skin, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to be using this Naturopathica Lavender Honey Balancing Mist. So I'm just going to spray that, get it pretty damp. Then I am just going to apply this solution to my face. So I love the foundation oil for many reasons, but for me personally, and the reason why I kind of love it most out of everything, is my skin is extremely prone to congestion and redness and irritation from wearing makeup regardless of the brand. So I've tried Glossier, IT Cosmetics, Magic Foundation by Charlotte Tilbury, tons of drugstore brands, and some of them do better than others, but on some level my skin is always irritated by makeup. And the anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties in this oil really help to aid any foundation that I put on my skin and reduce the amount of closed comedones I get, clogged pores, congestion, etc. Another thing that I love about this is that it can be added to any foundation regardless of how heavy or lightweight it is, and you can add as much as you want. So for this example, I only added 3 pumps. It didn't sheer out the look at all, but you could use it that way if you wanted to. So you could use 6, 8 pumps. You could turn a medium coverage foundation into a tinted facial moisturizer type product. So just a little tidbit on that. So anyways, now that I'm done applying the base of my face, I'm going to move on to a little bit of powder. One of my favorite products of all time is this Innisfree No Sebum powder. And I love this product so much because It does such a good job of absorbing the oil on my skin. It comes in a tiny compact, which is super helpful, and it actually lasts a lot longer than I thought it would. So I, of course, do not apply this to my whole face because I'm going for this kind of glossy, dewy look. So I'm only going to apply it where I find I get super oily, and that's going to be right next to my nose, in my T-zone area, and kind of along my chin, and maybe even a little bit on my cheeks. I take this tapered brush, and I just bought this on Amazon in a set for like $11. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know I am not good with makeup. I'm just going to tap a little tiny bit of this product into the head of this brush, and a little bit really does go a long way, so be cautious of that. And I'm just going to kind of tap it in under my eyes and along the side of my nose. I'm also going to apply some to the side of my large forehead because my hair tends to stick to the side of my head sometimes when I don't apply powder there and I only have foundation or lotion or moisturizer or something. Another thing I love about this product is that it is so cheap. I think it's $8, and this has lasted me maybe 6 months. It's a great product. I highly recommend this. Next, I'm going to do any sort of spot concealing, and I typically use the Glossier Stretch Concealer in shade Light. I know they just recently switched over to a more comprehensive assortment of shades, but I actually don't have one that's dark enough for my skin right now. So I'm going to be using my favorite drugstore concealer, which is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. I'm using this in shade medium. So I'm just going to apply a tiny bit underneath my eyes. And a little bit to my chin because I have a little bit of redness there. Next, I'm going to be applying blush, and I'm going to be using the Cream Cloud Paint Blush by Glossier in shade Beam. And I'm going to be applying it using an e.l.f. stipple brush that I bought at Target. I think it was about $3. I'm just going to apply it directly to the tip of this, and the thing with Glossier Cloud Paint, I've gone through maybe 3 or 4 tubes at this point, and I will still always apply way more than I need. So a little bit of this goes a long way. So I kind of just go like that, and then I will apply that to my cheeks. Next, I will be applying a highlighter, and today I'm going to be using the Bare Minerals Highlight Stick in Shimmering Crystal. And it looks like this, but I personally prefer not to apply it like this because I find it kind of pushes my foundation off. So I either apply it to the tops of my fingers or I apply it to a brush. I actually can't find the brush that I typically used with this or any other stick highlighter. So I've actually been using this Pro Airbrush brush by Sephora, which I would typically not really recommend for this. I just don't really feel like putting it on my fingers right now. I kind of just apply it to the brush like this and then push into the tops of my cheekbones. I'll just tap this in at the end to make sure it fully sets on top of my foundation. This is where I would typically throw mascara on, but since I am going out, I'm going to add something a bit extra. I'm going to be adding one simple eyeshadow, and I've really been loving this eyeshadow lately. It's one of my favorite eyeshadows I've ever used. It is the Chanel eyeshadow in shade 85. It looks almost pearly, but then when you put it on, it has a nice kind of pink hue to it. Lastly, I'm going to be using mascara, and I'm going to be testing out the Tarte Amazonian Clay Mascara. I've been testing this out for 2 days now, and what I'm finding is that you really do need additional layers to get substantial volume and length, so I'll probably be applying 2 coats of this. The next step in my routine is going to be to spray my entire face with the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. At this point, I am going to just touch up with this no sebum powder again, just to my laugh lines next to my nose and my T-zone. So the last step in my routine is going to be to add a lip color, and I have really been loving this Chanel in shade 69 Flirt. Alright friends, there you have it, my natural and dewy makeup look using the foundation oil, and I have linked that below, and I will be posting little tidbits of it on my Instagram page, which I've also linked below. I hope everyone has a great day, and thank you for watching.